Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is just a real quick update. I guess the Air Force has cleared the M18 and now Firearm is back in service across the command where that poor airman has just lost his life a couple of weeks ago due to what they call originally a malfunctioning M18. And now we know that another airman had been arrested for, well, involuntary manslaughter, false statements, and a slew of other things. So let's talk about what's going on with it. But before I get going into all of that, of course, down in the description below is going to be a link to our merch store and a special link for this one right here. This is a collaboration between our channel and the Kelly Farm. They're on Instagram. It's all about farm to table, things like that. Some great products available through them. And this is a collaboration shirt. Of course, you don't have to spend any money if you don't want. At the very least, all you gotta do is like this video, leave a comment below to help with the algorithm. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, by all means, subscribe to the channel, toggle that notification bell, ensuring you always get updated when I put up a new video or I do a live. And usually, at some point, I am giving away things. Just recently on one of the lives, I actually was able to give away this Glock grip and throw in a cool patch, picked up at Goals in Tennessee, just for making a comment. Just throw in a random generator and pluck somebody's name out. So always pay attention and watch these videos because you never know, I might be giving something away. Okay, so what happened? Now, right after the airman died, within a day, the Air Force Command, they pulled all the M18s. They said, we are not going to use them anymore. We are going to issue M4s to all of our security detail and all the personnel, and we're going to inspect every single one of these guns for problems. So how many guns did they have to inspect? Well, somewhere around 7,970-ish handguns. So they went through and the armorers checked out all the guns and they were all cleared except for 191 of them. Were those 191 M18s or M17s, depending on what gun it was, showed excessive wear to the safety, the striker assembly, and the sear. So those guns have been pulled from service and they are out to be repaired, sent back, whatever's going to happen to them, and then they will come back into service. But the rest of the 7,900, whatever it is, are good to go and they are back. Now that you may know, when all of this started, it was a giant shitstorm for SIG. They had just released some I call them tweets still, some tweets on X saying that it ends today, this, that, and the other thing, and then everybody jumped on that bandwagon with memes saying it NDs today, things like that, and of course this happens. Well, this opened up the floodgates. Not only did the Air Force pull that, but a bunch of triple-letter alphabet agencies pulled their 320s from service too, including ICE, the FBI, and a few others. And then we saw it come in. Ranges banning the P320, training groups banning the P320 from classes. I really do feel bad for any company out there that basically built their entire corporate structure around creating accessories and drop-ins and all that good stuff for the P320 because, man, everybody was banning this gun left and right for a good week. And then, of course, you had all the gun tubers out there, all those people out there talking mad trash about SIG, and I'm not trying to defend them. I always said, hey, listen, I think there's a problem with the gun. Don't get rid of it. Hold on to it, because they should come up with a fix. It's great for the range. Just, don't carry an appendix. And if you do, maybe do it Israeli, which I won't do, so I don't carry it. But I've seen P320s available in gun stores for as low as like $150. People just rushed to dump these guns. Whether it be the M17, the M18, or the standard P320, they were just trying to get rid of them. Me, I'm holding on to mine, and I think you should too. It is a great gun. I love the trigger on it. I love the weight. I love how it feels. All around, I'm really, really pleased with the gun. However, at this point, I'm not going to carry it. I will stick to carrying Glocks, Mechanics, things like that. P320 for right now is just designated home defense, and I can leave it with an empty chamber unless I really, really need it. This way, it's safe for me and my giblets. Now, on a slew of everybody else getting rid of the 320, a bunch of police departments started doing the same thing, and that's when SIG drew the line in the sand. SIG came out and retaliated with lawsuits to all these different groups that were banning the P320, mainly police departments that had contracts to have the P320 as part of the curriculum for training new police cadets and, of course, outfitting departments with these guns. And around the same time this was going on, lawsuits, this, that, and the other thing, Glock pulled one of their brand new handguns from everywhere. Why? Well, those handguns are now going to be part of a new military contract or department contracts, things like that. And they had to pull them all back from the retail market for you and I. And now they're set aside for different agencies and the military because, well, I think people have just had their fill with being gaslit by SIG at this point. Now, SIG, in their defense, is in a really, really tough spot. If they admit, hey, there's a problem with the P320, they're opening themselves up to all kinds of litigation from everybody that owns one, from those that were shot with them going off magically, government agencies, things like that. And it would cost them not millions, but probably billions of dollars. So they've got to toe the line and say there's nothing wrong with it. It's just human error, etc., etc. But it doesn't look good because there are plenty of lawsuits already out there where SIG has literally been found liable. And one of the defenses that SIG used, which this is what the court said, and they awarded one of the victims of the P320 going off no money, mainly because SIG said, and this is their defense, the officer knowingly carried a defective firearm voluntarily. That's what they said. That was their argument, and the judge was like, yep, because he voluntarily carried it, he'll get nothing. You risk it for the biscuit, I guess. So we have all of that going on, and I don't know what to tell you guys. So with that being said, SIG kind of admits there's a problem, but they can't just come out and say there is a massive problem and do a recall. That's why they did a VUP, a voluntary upgrade plan. This is in the early years of the 320 existing, right around 2017, 2018, where the drop problem kind of came forward, and we're like, hey, don't drop the 320. They said, well, you can voluntarily upgrade it, and we will replace the trigger package, but it's voluntary, so you have to send your guns in and do these upgrades. Now, granted, some of the firearms that were included in some of these lawsuits where it just went off were never upgraded properly. They weren't voluntarily upgraded when they should have. But some of the departments argued that, hey, we can't pull all of our service guns off the streets and then send them to you and have nothing left over because our budget only allows us to buy X amount of guns, and we took our entire budget, bought all the 320s, bought all the holsters and all the other equipment that goes with it. We can't just pull them off the street, send them back to you for this voluntary upgrade because then we'll have nothing. So some of these departments just didn't do it, and well, they've had some problems, and unfortunately, that's on them. All right, so moral of the story, if you've stuck around this long, is the Air Force has pretty much cleared the M18 itself of any wrongdoing, SIG of any wrongdoing, and they put it on some other airman who was not named, and they are rolling the M18 back out into service. Now, I don't know about you, but something seems a little sus there. I don't know. They have a lot of lobbyists, and they do have a pretty lucrative contract. So was there any pressure on the Air Force to make this go away and get those handguns back into the hands of the service members? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. I want to be entertained, so get down there and write something up. All right, I'll see all of you in the next video.